Televisions come in all different shapes and sizes, but they weren't always like this. In fact, the first television wasn't even electronic. In the early 1920s, two independent inventors, Charles Francis Jenkins and John Logie Baird, created the first mechanical television. The machine used something known as a Nipkow disc, which is a disc that has various amounts of holes, each slightly lower than the other. When spun, the light from behind the disc hits the subject, causing the light reflection to hit a sensor, which then converts it into electrical impulses. These impulses are then transmitted via radio waves to a receiver, which allows the image to be reproduced through another disc. But not only a few years later, in 1927, the first electronic television was invented by Philo Taylor Farnsworth. Farnsworth was able to develop a system that easily captured and produced moving images. And from that point onward, television has developed into what we know it as today. Along with the physical television, the format from then to now is completely different. At the start, it was more focused on developing new content and branching out into different types of shows. There weren't any ads at the beginning, and there wasn't a strict schedule of when what was shown. But now it has changed. Ads are more prevalent, shows are ran for a set amount of time, and they are broadcasted based on a program lineup. In an interview conducted with senior technical operator Charles Ferreira, he spoke about the progressive changes in technology he saw over the time he worked at different media stations in Trinidad and Tobago.
Since I've been in media, a lot of the technology aspect of it has changed drastically because when I was at TET, it was a straight tape base. Now people use servers and they use different other players to play out a master control fields.
However, though the TV industry has developed significantly over time, it seems that there has been a notable decrease in the amount of television sold over the past few years. In an online article written in 2014 by the Register, they estimated that television sales would drop below 2 million, which is quite a tremendous drop as compared to the sales from years prior. As well as in another article written in 2019, they reported that there's been a 10 to 20% decline in television sales despite there being discounts. It can be said that individuals aren't using television as a primary source of entertainment, especially among the younger generation, causing there to be a drop in the amount of hours that they watch TV.
Now that adulting has happened, I think I watch less TV, but I don't think it's because of the adulting. I think it's because I learned how to use, we have technology and we have internet and all of these things, and rather than watching TV and flipping through channels to get something to watch, it's easier just to go online and find something that I want to watch.
In an online article with Business Insider, a survey was done to determine the average daily usage of TV by Americans, and from the results, it's clear to see that the younger demographic watch the least amount of TV. But what could be the cause of this? It has to do with the fact that there's been a change in the pattern of consumption due to streaming media. In an interview conducted with Steve Hernandez, lecturer at SBCS, we hear what's his perspective on how streaming media has changed the way the younger generation interacts with traditional TV.
People are moving towards social media as opposed to traditional media. So in regards to streaming, from my observation, they would interact with it more wholesomely. They will actually put out content in that manner and receive content or look for content in that manner.
But what exactly is streaming media? Well, according to whatis.com, it can be defined as video or audio content sent in a compressed form over the internet which can be played immediately. Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube are all examples of streaming platforms in which individuals can access this digital content. So what about streaming media causes individuals to choose this over watching broadcasted content from the television? Well, when asked in a survey whether these individuals prefer streaming media or traditional TV, majority of them preferred using streaming media, mainly because of the wide variety of shows to choose from, the ability to pause, rewind, and rewatch, as well as it's more convenient, seeing that most of them spend quite a bit of time on their electronic devices, while others said it's because
streaming media has less ads than traditional media.
It's easier to get, and I can watch it any time of the day without waiting for a specific time for an episode to come out. On the streaming platforms, there's either no ads or a limited amount as compared to on TV every 2 minutes. It feels like it have a minute ad. So it allows me to be more into the show and watch it rather than getting distracted.
I prefer streaming media because one, when I can stream the media, whether it is on YouTube or on online websites or wherever, I can pick what I want to watch at that time. And on TV, I have to like wait and like choose some things that I don't want to watch. So like if I like to watch like Cartoon Network, it might have a show in that I don't want to watch, and if I go online, I could just get the show that I want to watch.
Streaming media has a few perks over traditional TV. The main one being binge watching. These platforms usually upload entire seasons of shows for viewers to watch all at once, which is a completely different approach than the way traditional television broadcasts their shows. Binge watching benefits the viewer, seeing that they are able to watch a show from the very beginning, as well as they are able to go straight to the next episode without having to wait an entire week. Individuals also said that they prefer to binge watch shows because
sometimes when you watch the episodes too far apart, if you just forget what happened anyone before. So binge watching is just like one after the next, you get to keep up and it's more fun.
I rather binge watch than watch it on as it's showing one episode every week, because it allows you to be more invested into the show, as you're not drifting from it by watching anything else. And while you're binge watching, you'll get a more reaction to the things that you are seeing, more and more. You'll be more emotionally invested as if you're watching one episode per week, where you might forget to watch an episode a week.
Individuals also prefer using streaming services because of the exclusive TV series that are available on these platforms. For example, Netflix originals such as The Society, Stranger Things, and Peaky Blinders. Streaming media also provides the viewer with foreign-based content that traditional TV won't usually show. For example, on Netflix, they have series from different parts of the world. Example, Elite, which is a TV series that originated from Spain, and 3%, which is a Brazilian TV series. It has also transformed media consumers into media producers by creating a new avenue of job opportunity for these individuals to take advantage of. For example, on YouTube, since it's an open platform, anyone could produce content, and once it begins to gain attraction, eventually it can produce enough income for that person to make it their sole profession. However, streaming media has both a positive and negative effect on how we communicate with those around us. In one end of the spectrum, we are able to interact with those from different geographical regions. But on the other hand, it can have a detrimental effect on our physical and mental well-being, with health complications such as visual impairments and poor posture. It can also have an effect on how we view ourselves and socialize with others. It can cause there to be a lack of certain social skills that are essential for us to function in society.
Streaming media in itself is like a developmental advancement in technology, and it's good in a certain context. But one of the demerits of streaming media is that it could, would exacerbate something called like insularities. Like people will become insulated, they'll be set apart from a community or a group, and become more like isolated or introverted.
With streaming media on the rise, what's the future looking like for the television industry? When viewers stop watching traditional TV entirely, causing streaming media to become the primary form of entertainment? Here's what interviewees had to say on the matter.
The future for television, I think it's still going to occur, and I think it should, even if media and not media, but streaming and stuff, those things get in the way, like social media and all those things get in the way. I think they should still keep it, because television now would be able to cater for the persons of the lower class, because they wouldn't have like YouTube and all of those things to view online stuff.
Honestly, television industry, it does have a lot of people that still watch like reality TV shows and talk shows and stuff. So I don't think it will fall, but it might have a slight decrease coming to the future based on how much people decide to throw everything on Netflix and like Hulu and 1 to 3 movies.
When TV came, some researchers thought radio would become obsolete, but it didn't. So I think TV still has a place because the older people still sit down to watch TV. So I think it won't become obsolete, but there might be a new convergence of social media or AI and technology with television.
I think the industry itself, I think it will grow because even though most people, well, in my opinion, watch streaming services, they still use the TV to see it. So TV is like tangible TV itself. I think there'll be a lot of improvements there, as well as the broadcast on the TV. I think it will gradually develop to fit the society as it grows. So I think the industry itself will be okay.
With that being said, even though there's been a shift in the pattern of consumption, the television itself doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon.